Thinking about you.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I'm usually not that important. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Oh.
Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
No, I was there. Thank you. You were not there. I was there. Are you feeling better? Oh, no. I feel bad for people who get sick in the summer. That really sucks.
No correlation.
I'm so sorry.
There should be a correlation to causation.
Oh, I hope you get better. All right. Thank you so much, Matt.
But, so you left it at 2:05 and you left.
So I went home and talked to my son about this.
One little note.
Yes, I saw that.
So just read number as this. We're gonna talk about it, then we'll change it.
Oh, okay. Gosh, guys, thank you. I'm all set. Thank you so much. I go all the way to you. Well, I have to read all the way to
The
you.
magazine that Dad sent, mine comes here. But they have this pop-up retail incubators.
You're right.
And this whole idea of like having these little, almost like sheds in a space that could switch out whoever's in there. Doesn't have any plumbing, doesn't have any air conditioning or heating. Just, you know, so it's sort of
gonna be a long one.
access, but.
I was telling Ellen, I was at the Cubs game this afternoon.
Oh, fun.
Here, so I'm about to pass out.
I know. It was so hot or not so bad?
All of it, all of it. It was so hot. I mean, I was at a client, I was at like a client event, so we were on a rooftop, but we did stay outside for a little bit.
Jewelry out of
Sean Pasco, and what about that?
He lives in town and he had extra tickets to a client event at a rooftop.
Oh, today? No, I was not with him.
You could get some, yeah, as long as they come with, I guess you could do all of that on a credit card now too, can't you? Real easy. I guess I'm not having about my grocery list.
Oh.
I can't find a garbage can.
Love hard.
Right. That's a fire
Is that right? Okay, yeah.
Hi. Wow, so busy.
Papers, please. Hey, how are you?
Okay.
It's really, I got in here kind of in a lull. Is it still like a lull?
Oh, no, it's not raining right now.
Okay.
So hopefully that was.
I don't know. No.
I think it's supposed to go till 6 a.m.
Yeah. No, it's supposed to be 2 to 3 inches.
We finally flooded, our basement flooded.
Oh, really?
Finally, in 18 years. Our first.
That's what happened to me in 2020.
Yeah.
Was the first time.
It was so weird.
It's weird. It's like
When did you flood? Just this last?
Yeah, we woke up to flood basement on Sunday from those crazy storms on Saturday night. I thought they were really loud, but I didn't know there was a lot of rain with
How
them.
bad was it?
That was pretty good.
Is that right?
You have
What
to
kind of
throw-
floor do you have?
Well, we had carpet, which I knew I was a risk, but yeah, they've already come and ripped everything out, taken out the drywall, taken out the baseboard.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Drywall, yeah.
Sure. Are you gonna do the, I was kicking garbage plank on it, replacing it now?
Well, we have a tile floor, which they did not rip out.
Oh,
I mean, they ripped out the carpet.
that's on top of older
Yeah,
tile?
can you keep tile?
I'm trying.
Well, is it, how old, is it asbestos maybe?
I was gonna say, what size
No,
is the square?
it's newish. It's like this big. It's,
Okay.
I think it was put in like the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then you're fine.
You
So
should probably
that
keep
is
that.
okay.
Keep
That
that
does not
and get
get-
ruggable rugs because they're washable. When it starts to rain, roll them up. That's what I'm gonna do
Thanks,
tonight when I
guys.
get back. I'm gonna roll up
The
the rug.
worst thing is it wasn't clear water. I don't know where, I don't know if
It was
we're.
a sewage
I
backup.
think it was like something, so I don't know, maybe we should get that village program. I don't know what happened, but that was the worst part of it. Where I was like, we have to get this water out of our
I don't
basement
think it's-
immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it's ever clear when your basement floods. I don't know. It's gone lots of places before it comes into your basement.
You have a combined or you separate?
We're on a combined.
Or combined, okay. This might be dirty water.
Oh, yeah.
But don't do it twice.
I mean, that's what we have to tell our residents.
Ask Matt.
Mhm.
Or Chuck.
Have you guys all, I mean, I'm like, we've never flooded before. Have you flooded? No. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Take
actually,
my
that's
mice
just
and my
under our
cats
front
over there.
door, before we had a porch, it was just
like the gutters were just poor by the front door, and so there was a thing along the wall. Then once we put a porch over the front door.
At the base of my foundation.
But you can like play with it.
That's
All right.
good.
We're at 7.
Okay.
All right, right.
Hello.
All right, 7 o'clock.
Okay,
Everybody ready?
let's do it.
All right. Good evening. Welcome to the August 18th, 2025 meeting of the Village of Western Springs Village Board of Trustees. To honor our nation's heroes and especially to honor the individuals who serve and protect our community, please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Deputy Clerk Izzo, may we please have the roll call?
Yes, President Rudolph. Trustee Fink?
Here.
Trustee Martin?
Here.
Trustee Chen?
Here.
Trustee Avakian?
Here.
Trustee Naraki is absent. Trustee Lewis?
Here.
Thank you very much. Moving on in our agenda now to public comment. We have members here. Anyone would like to address the board at this time? Is your opportunity to come to the podium? No? Okay. All right. Moving on then, looking at the approval of our meeting minutes from July 21st, 2025. If nobody had any questions or concerns, those will be on the omnibus. Okay? All right. Very good. We'll move on to the committee reports, and we'll begin with general government. Trustee Chen.
Thank you. In general government, we discussed the closed meeting minutes for both the 2024 full year review and the 2025 mid-year review. And we recommend and approve the resolution that will be on the omnibus in regards to our review and the recommendation to keep those confidential. And I know that that was in your packet. I believe the rest of the board received those. Unless there's any questions, that is our recommendation from general government.
Okay. Anyone any questions? Okay.
And then actually, there's one, I think this is general government, there's one other item that I was gonna do excuse me very much, actually I can't find it now. It was from Heather, who's not here. Okay. Actually, I'm not seeing it.
We just have these two items.
I know, it was in regards to, I will just give a verbal, we discussed Taco Maya, and we referred a liquor license to the Liquor Commission for review. We positively considered that, and we referred it to the Liquor Commission for Taco Maya.
Gotcha. Thank you for that.
Yes, yes. Thank you, and that concludes my report.
All right.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. Moving on to the Finance Committee, Trustee Martin.
Yes, thank you. Several things. The first of which is item A, Foxford Station. The Foxford Station Condominium Association at 4441 Wolf Avenue. They had a tax increment finance incentive request for a reduced permit fee. This is an omnibus item, should there be no questions. There's an application for a TIF incentive was made by the Foxford Station Condominium Association. The association determined in December of last year that the upper portions of the station's facade required removals and repairs. The association submitted a permit for more than the $2 million exterior renovation project. The village code would have required a permit fee of $28,095.70. The HOA is seeking a permit fee reduction to more closely align with the village's real costs and inspections and administrative impacts of $4,679.59. Additionally, given the age of the building and the needing exterior renovation is sooner than anticipated. The Economic Development Commission reviewed the request at their July 23rd, 2025 meeting and recommended approval. The Finance Committee reviewed the application at our meeting last week and is recommending approval of the application as well. That will be on the omnibus item unless there are questions.
Anybody have questions on that? Okay.
The big news is the next item,
Okay.
which is our audit, which I'm going to hand over to John Macedona, Director of Finance, to take us through. Thanks, John.
Thank you, Trustee Martin. For your review tonight, we have the annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ended December 31st, 2024. And we have Tom Sawicki, Director with Sickage CPA LLC, to help with the presentation.
You want me to hold this up?
You'll
Talk
need
into
to
it?
Yeah.
Hold it up so
Okay.
that the cable can pick up your voice.
Does this
It's
work?
on, yeah.
Okay, all right, perfect.
Thanks. Doesn't seem on, but it's on.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. Again, as John mentioned, my name is Tom Sawicki, Director with Sickage. We are the auditors for the village's December 31st, 2024 fiscal year end. Thank you for giving me a couple minutes tonight to go through the results of the audit process. I also like to start by thanking John and the entire finance team as well. It was a very smooth process from start to finish for us. We were able to get the report completed and filed within the 6-month reporting deadline. So everything went very, very well throughout the audit process, and we appreciate all the assistance. Last week, we went through in a lot of detail at the Finance Committee some of the financial information. So tonight I'll be going through at a little bit more higher level some of the information within the annual comprehensive financial report. We also issued a few other reports. The board report, which is our required communication with the board, our management letter, 2 separate TIF reports, a GATA cipher report, and an IMRF allocation report. So I'm going to start here with the large of the documents, the annual comprehensive financial report. The annual comprehensive financial report is comprised of 3 sections. It has an introductory section, financial section, and statistical section. The financial section is the minimum reporting requirements as required under Illinois compiled statutes. The introductory and statistical sections are what make this a comprehensive report. So it goes above and beyond the minimum reporting requirements. And that's just for full transparency to the users of the financial statements. Within the audit report, in the introductory section on page VIII, is the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting from GFOA. On an annual basis, the village participates in the certificate program through GFOA. This requires participants to issue a comprehensive report such as the village is doing. This is the 30th consecutive year that the village has earned this certificate. And that relates to the FY23 report that was submitted last year. The report tonight that I'm presenting on will be submitted by John, and we anticipate the village will get its 31st consecutive award next year. Flipping past that into the financial section on page 1. This is the independent auditor's report section of the report. We followed 2 sets of standards. The AICPA issues generally accepted auditing standards, and GASB issues government reporting requirements that we follow. In accordance with those standards, we've issued an unmodified opinion. It's also known as a clean audit opinion. The highest level of assurance we can provide, the financial statements are free from material misstatement. The rest of the auditor's report then discusses a variety of other matters, most notably what our responsibilities are, and then what management's responsibilities are for the financial statements. We actually have a second audit opinion as well, if you go to page 5. This is an opinion under governmental auditing standards. We call this a GAGAS audit opinion. Under a GAGAS audit, we have to test the village's compliance with laws, regulations, and grant agreements that may have a material impact on the financial statements. And that's due to the level of grant activity that the village had during the fiscal year. This opinion is required. We issued, again, an unmodified opinion, and we had no instances of noncompliance under the governmental auditing standards opinion. Flipping past that then to the MD&A section, MD&A page 1. This is the management's discussion and analysis section. So just as that name describes, management discusses and analyzes the financial information. So the rest of the report really is just the 2024 financial information, but this takes that, compares to the prior year, and then offers explanations for why some of those balances may have changed from the prior year. So John put this together, did a really, really nice job adding some additional context to those numbers that are in the financial statements. If you don't read anything else in detail, I highly encourage you to at least read through the MD&A section of the report. After that starts your basic financial statements. Pages 7 through 10 are the what we call entity-wide statements, your statement of net position and statement of activities. Essentially, this shows your net position for the village as a whole. And then ultimately on pages 9 and 10, it shows your change in net position for the village. Ultimately, are you economically better off or worse off than the prior fiscal year? Bottom of page 10, you can see the village had an increase to its net position of about $4 million during FY24. After that, on page 11 starts your fund financial statements. Page 11 and 12 is your governmental funds balance sheet. The governmental funds balance sheet, the key numbers to look at on here is the bottom of page 12, your fund balance, which is what these statements are focused on. Looking at your general fund, you see you have about $7.5 million in fund balance in your general fund. Look to compare that to your the village fund balance policy. The fund balance policy for the general fund states that number, fund balance number, should be about 30% or 4 months worth of operating expenditures. The $7.5 million represents 53% or about 6 months worth of expenditures. So that's above your minimum fund balance policy. Flipping then to page 14. This is the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balances for those governmental funds. Again, looking at the general fund, see the general fund actually had a decrease in fund balance of about $813,000 during the fiscal year. That was after transfers out of about $2.8 million, though. So if you exclude those transfers out, the fund actually had an increase of about $2 million in fund balance during the fiscal year. Also later in the report, we have a budget versus actual schedule for the general fund on page 82. And if you look at that, you can see that while the fund had an $813,000 decrease in fund balance, you actually budgeted for the fund to have a $2.3 million decrease in fund balance. So the fund actually outperformed how you budgeted for it by about $1.5 million. After that starts your proprietary fund financial statements. These are your water and sewer funds, your Burlington Northern parking funds, and then your stormwater utility funds. The key number to look at in these schedules is on page 18, kind of right in the middle there. The operating income or loss number.
Sorry, which section are you in right now?
Sorry, I'm on,
having trouble keeping up.
Oh, sorry, it's on page 18 of the report.
Which section?
It's actually denoted just number 18 at the bottom
Under
of the
tab,
financial section.
General purpose
Yeah.
external financial section.
Sorry, you're moving pretty quickly when you reference the page numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, page 18,
Okay.
thank you.
So this is your proprietary fund statement of revenues, expenses, and changes in net position. Again, for those three proprietary funds that you have. The number to look at on here is right in the middle, the operating income loss number. So you can see the water and sewer funds and the Burlington Northern parking meter funds had operating losses of about $210,000 and about $325,000 after your operating expenses and depreciation. You want to take a look at that number to see if the the fees you're charging for the services provided are enough to cover those operating costs. If you see a deficit in that number on a year-over-year basis, you can tell that the fees are not covering those costs. So you just want to take a look at that on a periodic basis to see if those are supporting the costs of those funds. After that, I'm just going to go through a couple of other schedules further back in the report. If you flip past all of the notes and go to pages 87, page 87 is your schedule of your net pension liability for the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund pension plan. If you look at the column on the right-hand side
This
there.
is the next section, right? Next
Yeah,
tab.
sorry. Yep, this
Next
is
tab, page
under
87,
the
turns
required
landscape.
required supplementary information tab.
Right.
So page 87. If you look at the 2023 column, that's the most recent information available. That's
Is everybody there? Okay, thanks.
The plan is considered a cost-sharing plan with the library, so that percentage at the top represents the village's percentage, 84.5% of the total that pension liability. The library then has 15.5% of the other remaining liability there. Liability for the village decreased from $3.3 million down to about $2 million from 2022 to 2023. The key number to look at, though, is the bottom percentage there, 92.76%. That's the funded status of the plan. IMRF is one of the best funded plans in the state, so no concerns from a funding perspective for the IMRF plan for the village's employees. Similar kind of schedule here on pages 88 and 89, but this is for your police pension plan. If Look at the far right column, 2024, that's the current year information. The bottom of page 88, you'll see the net pension liability decreased from about 16.9 to about $16.2 million this year. Again, looking at that funded percentage though, on the next page at the top, you can see it's 56.04%. That's an increase of about 3% from the prior year. And 56% is pretty consistent with other municipal pension plans that we see from those downstate municipal pension plans. So the village, state statutes require that the pension plans are funded 90% by the year 2040. The village is going to actually 100% fund the plan by the year 2033. So the contributions into the plan are determined by the actuary based on that assumption that the plan will be 100% funded by the year 2033. With that, those are the high-level items in the audit report I wanted to run through. Real quickly, I wanted to go through the auditor's communication report, just indicate what's included in this document as well. The auditor's communication to the Board of Trustees serves a couple of purposes here. The first being it includes a required communication from us to the board. We call it a SAS 114 letter. Just goes through a variety of topics we're required to communicate under our auditing standards. It includes any adjusting journal entries we identified during the audit process. We had 13 this year. That's consistent with the prior year. And several of those are areas that we do actually assist preparing entries for the village. They're information that we see on a regular basis, so it's a lot easier for us to post those sometimes. So that makes up a good chunk of those entries as well. And lastly, it includes any recommendations for improvement or any other deficiencies in internal control we identify. We only had one minor advisory comment, and that's related to the we go pump versus build ratio or the water loss ratio, and just to take a look at that on a go-forward basis, because it's a little bit lower than where we'd like to see that at. So, but having just one comment is really, really good. Again, a testament to how good of a job John and the finance team do out here. So. And with that, those were the high-level items I wanted to run through with the audits, but I'd be happy to answer any questions anybody may have.
I just want to note that, and thank you, Tom, you do a wonderful job with the audit, and thank you, John, and your team for what you do. The Finance Committee went through this in greater detail, of course, but certainly Tom is here tonight to answer questions, and then, of course, if you have anything over the next few weeks that you need answered, John and his team can get answers as well.
I think the only observation I'd make on the observations on our specific funds, proprietary funds, and our water funds, we are well aware of the recommendation to review that. I know that the audit didn't make reference to the referendum and the fact that we have this authority now to solve that part of that water problem, but I think you'll probably see more detail. Can't really see John, but next year on how management has addressed this discrepancy in water, and the referendum is going to get us a long way to helping that is my goal, is our goal, the village's goal, as you know. Thank you for this.
Absolutely.
Any other questions, comments? Finance Committee? No? Terrific overview, thank you.
All right.
And yeah, thank you so much for your assistance, and Director Mastandona, as always, thank you for the fantastic work, and it's a great report. I mean, it makes our job easier. So thank you. We really appreciate the oversight and just all the diligence that you put into this, and same with Manager Bear. So thank you.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
great evening.
Thank you. We have several more things to
Yes, I was going to say,
keep
Trustee
going
Martin,
through.
you have a lot of items on yours.
We
so-
do, and we're gonna cruise through these, assuming that we don't need much discussion. You all have item summary reports electronically, as well as supplemental materials on all of these. So I'm gonna jump to item 7C. So this is the agreement with ClearGov for our subscription services. This will be on an omnibus item. The committee reviewed this item and felt that the software that provides the necessary resources in our budgeting process and great transparency in creating this finished product that you just saw. This is a software that's currently being utilized, and this agreement sets pricing for the next 3 years. If there are no questions, I move to place it on this agreement on the omnibus.
No questions. You don't need to motion, but
Okay.
we'll leave it on.
Okay. All right, item 7D, this is authorizing certain expenditures from the Downtown North Tax Increment Financing District to pay for a portion of the 2025 Streetscape and Beautification Project. This project will be covered in greater detail within the Properties and Rec Committee report, but the Finance Committee reviewed the approval to utilize TIF funds to fund this project, and we feel would be a good use of TIF funds and recommend the authorization be placed on the omnibus. Any questions on that? Okay, item E, a budget amendment. This is for the Downtown North TIF District to pay for a portion of the 2025 Streetscape and Beautification Project. This is also for the omnibus. This is a previously mentioned project. It's also going to require a budget amendment since the project was not included in the 2025 approved budget. I move to place the budget amendment in the amount of $40,000 onto the omnibus. F, budget amendment, 53rd Street and Flag Creek Water Main Replacement Project. This project will be covered further within the Public Works and Water Committee report. The Finance Committee reviewed the budget amendment request needed to complete the project, and we recommend the budget amendment in the amount of $44,350 to be placed on the omnibus. Item G, a budget amendment, the 2025 IEPA lead service line replacement. In March, the village approved to bid to complete the Phase 1 of the lead service line replacement program. The cost of Phase 1 was greater than originally budgeted in 2025, which is why a budget amendment is needed. The total cost of Phase 1 being funded by a zero-interest loan through the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency. The committee reviewed the request, and I move to place the budget amendment on the omnibus. Last item, previously discussed, is an ordinance for implementing a non-home rule municipal grocery retailer's occupation tax and a non-home rule municipal grocery service occupation tax in the village of Western Springs. And this item was also discussed at the last meeting and will be on the omnibus tonight.
Great.
That concludes finance. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and yes, we'll look forward to hearing about some of those other items in Properties and Rec. But moving on now, next to Planning and Zoning, Trustee Fink.
All right, thank you. So the first item is the property improvement grant request. The Theater of Western Springs submitted an application through the property improvement grant. They're looking to improve the fire suppression and alarm system. Mr. Perkins has details on this program.
Yeah, of course.
With Western Springs.
Perfect. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. So our presentation here is on 4384 Hampton Avenue for a property improvement grant request for the Theater of Western Springs to assist with their fire alarm and fire suppression upgrades. So a little bit about the subject property here. It is located at 4384 Hampton Avenue. The property is divided into 4 separate parcels here, all of which fit in within the village's R3 two-family residential zone, which allows for duplexes, but also some institutional uses such as the theater, and acts as a bit of a buffer between the lower density single family to the north and the higher density downtown commercial district to the east. And importantly, all 4 of these parcels are located within the bounds of the Downtown North TIF district. And a quick overview of our property improvement grant program. The program was developed as a way to help support and retain businesses in our downtown by providing grants for certain property improvement types, which are listed on the right there. Using funds that are generated by the 2 downtown tax increment finance districts. And as we can see, fire suppression and alarm are one of those things that are supported by the program. And on the map on the left, we can see the subject property highlighted in orange within the Downtown North TIF district. So the theater is proposing several improvements to help upgrade their fire suppression and alarm systems. Some of these improvements include the replacement and relocation of sprinklers, as well as gauge replacements, securing valves, amongst other work. And the total quoted amount for these improvements is $15,220, and the theater is requesting $7,000 from the village's grant program to help support this work. And in terms of recommendations, the Western Springs Fire Department was able to review the proposed work and meet with the applicant. They found that the work is compliant with the village's building and fire codes. And additionally, the Community Development Department reviewed the proposed work as well and found that it meets all 5 requirements for the village's property improvement grant program. And lastly, both of the Economic Development Commission and Planning and Zoning Commissions have reviewed the proposal and have recommended approval of the requested $7,000 grant. That's all we have here, and we're happy to take any additional questions.
Great overview. Anybody have
Nicely done.
questions?
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Thank you.
No questions.
Thank you.
Looks like a great use of the intended program. So,
Yes.
terrific.
So, Planning and Zoning recommends approval of the application. The next item is the temporary use permit for the Harvest Fest 2025. So the Park District and Western Springs Business Association are hosting Harvest Fest on September 5th and 6th. And the big change here is they're including a fun run that'll be held with the District 101 schools. So we don't need to approve anything because the liquor license and the permits have already been approved. The last item is the Western Springs Historical Society request for temporary use permits for Paint the Town Plein Air 2025. So this is an outdoor painting fundraiser that will be held on September 14th at the Tower Green from 10 to 3. They've held this in 2021, 22, and 23. So basically everyone's on the Tower Green painting up a storm. So the Planning and Zoning recommends approval of this permit as well. And that's all I have.
Great, thanks very much. All right, Public Works and Water Committee, Trustee Lewis.
Thank you, President Rudolph. Item A is we have previously discussed, our committee recommends we approve a bid waiver and contract with Concentric Integration as a sole source provider for an amount not to exceed $27,130. The money will be used to improve security at 3 water distribution locations identified during a risk assessment performed by our police department. This item is on the omnibus for consideration later this evening. Any questions about that? If not, item B, our committee also recommends the board approve a contract with Morrow Sewer Construction, Inc. for an amount not to exceed $344,350. Morrow was the low bidder for a project that will replace a leaking 8-inch water main along 53rd Street that goes under Flag Creek between Commonwealth and Fair Elms Avenues. And the budget amendment we needed was discussed as part of the Finance Committee report. And this item is on the omnibus agenda for tonight.
Just curious as to the timing of that, when that
I think
begins.
that's going to happen relatively quickly.
Yeah, so as soon as we get approval, we'll go through, we'd have to get contracts executed and so forth. Notice to proceed could have, typically that's about 1 to 2 weeks to get all the insurance and all that stuff, and then we're hoping to start sometime shortly after that. So early to mid-September, I would anticipate.
Okay, so you anticipate the work is done before winter?
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, great, thank you.
Item C, our committee is also recommending the board approve a professional services agreement in the amount of $23,390 with Robinson Engineering. The contract is related to a project we have planned for cured-in-place pipeline rehabilitation inside an 18-inch sewer line that runs along 51st Street in Forest Hills. And in case you're wondering, like I was, the cured-in-place pipelining is a trenchless method of pipe repair that involves inserting a flexible liner saturated with resin into a damaged pipe, then curing it in place to create a new durable pipe within the old one. This method minimizes excavation and disruption and is a cost-effective and efficient solution. And the professional service agreement is also in the omnibus. Item D, and lastly, as we discussed at our meeting last month, our committee recommends approval of 3 change orders related to the Springdale Drainage Improvement Project. First change order relates to the need to excavate more dirt from Springdale Park to ensure the detention basin will perform properly. The cost increase is $326,970. The second change order is a $70,000 increase and relates to the village wanting to add a small berm around the west and south sides of the basin, and that change will reduce flooding along Wolf Road. And lastly, the third change order represents an $8,700 increase. The change will pay our contractor to demolish Nicole's Pavilion in Springdale Park while he is the demolition will free up workspace and allow the contractor to more easily install the storm sewer further away from mature trees. And the Park District recently announced that they have received a grant to build a new pavilion. So with these three changes, the project cost is now expected to be $5,593,983. And all three of these changes are included on the omnibus for consideration tonight. And if there are any questions, that concludes my report.
Okay. All right. Very good. We're gonna back up for a second. Back to item 8C from the Planning and Zoning Committee. I understand we have a representative from the Historical Society here who would like to mention or would like to say something about the plein air event.
You want me to say something?
Oh.
Would you like to promote that event tonight? Is there anything you'd like people to know?
It's an ongoing thing, we're not asking for anybody.
No,
No. But if you want to just say something a little bit about it, it's just then it's. Sorry to put you on the spot. We just wanted to give you a chance to put in a plug for it.
Just use the microphone. Put on the website, so you can see it.
Use the microphone.
You'd be so famous.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yes,
All
okay.
right, so, through the Historical
Speak into it.
Yeah.
It's getting hammered.
Tom, shut it
All
off.
right.
There you go.
All right, so through the Historical Society, we started this during COVID to raise money, and during COVID, we needed some new ideas, so it was a simple idea, just a kind of a family-friendly event to paint the tower in town, and we raised just a little bit of money for our museum and for the Ekdahl House and everything else we do, volunteer, so that's it. So we do promote it through our website and through the Historic Society and through even the Business Association, I think, kind of pushes it a little bit, so we just want to continue this little neat idea. It's very simple, and
It's gained
we don't
good.
cause too much garbage or anything, so we just we
It's
clean up
had
after
good-
ourselves. So it's a
had-
1-day, 4-hour event. So
It's had good participation in the past, I
yeah,
think, right?
yeah, it turned out to be a pretty good idea. So
Yeah, I think it's a nice event. It's a lovely
it's
way to
awesome.
use
I still
the
have
tower.
Susie's.
And we skipped last year because of house walk. So now we'll do it every other year
Oh,
and alternate with the house walk.
yeah,
Okay.
but we want to keep this going. So
very good.
Perfect.
Great.
all right, thank you.
Okay.
I'm Mark
Thank you.
Tobin, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Back to,
You're,
Yes.
absolutely.
thank you. Back to the committee reports. I know Trustee Naraki is not here, so Properties and Rec Committee report. Trustee
Yes,
Chen, you ready for a backup?
Yes, I'm a member of that committee, so I was at this meeting, and I can report on these items. So, item 10A, and these were already referenced by the Finance Committee, some of these items, so I'm gonna give more detail on those. Item 10A, contract with Go Painters, Inc. for 2025 street light painting. The village solicited bids for painting decorative streetlights in the central business district. 5 bids were received, with Go Painters, Inc. submitting the lowest unit price of $265 per streetlight. Approximately 55 streetlights will be painted under the $15,000 budget allocated for fiscal year 2025. Go Painters has previously completed similar work for the village, including the 2025 hydrant painting project. And this will be on the omnibus, unless anybody has
No,
questions.
sorry.
Oh, okay.
And this
Is there something funny about
No.
streetlight painting?
No. So, of the 55 lights, that's what percentage of the
I
total?
know, we asked the same question, and please, Matt, yeah.
I can't give you the answer on that. So the village has a total of approximately just over 83 lights that are in the we'll say, northern area of the community, which includes the central business district, up near the library, running down Wolf Road, that sort of area. So this would not complete all of those. The work that we are proposing here would focus on those lights in those areas. Part of this work is stuff we identified to do after the Burlington Avenue project was done. We do maintain other streetlights in the community, namely in the Commonwealth subdivision, but those are not cast iron posts. Those are concrete posts, so those would not be painted as part of a project like this.
And how often do these have to be repainted?
More frequently than we have in the past. Typically, I would say around every 10 years or so. It kind of just depends on how different ones weather over time.
Okay, thanks.
Good questions. I believe we asked the same.
Okay.
Like, we were quite fascinated as well. Okay, agenda item 10B, supplies purchase for 2025 streetscape and beautification project. The village plans to enhance the central business district streetscape and new benches, garbage cans, and bike racks in 2025. Locations include Burlington Avenue, Hillgrove Avenue, and the West Train platform. The designs follow the 2016 Downtown Revitalization Guidelines, and purchases will be made directly from Thomas Steel Madrix, the manufacturer, under a bid waiver. The total cost is estimated at $38,730.26 to be funded by available TIF dollars from prior project savings. And this will be on the omnibus. It'll be nice to have all of those items in the downtown.
I know a lot of people have mentioned the benches.
Yes, I've heard about that. Benches and garbage cans and bike racks coming. Okay,
Great.
oh, sorry.
No, I just think this is fantastic. And
Yeah.
again, we've heard a lot of feedback from residents about it, so fantastic.
Great. Agenda item 10C, Public Works Entrance Gate, deductive change order number 1. In October 2024, the village approved installation of a new entrance gate at the Public Works facility. The original plan included Robe Inc. installing both the gate and security systems. Following IT review, the security system scope was shifted to a different vendor, reducing the contract with Robe Inc. by $14,652.90. The adjusted project cost is $106,498.08 below the $125,000 budgeted. And then the last item, agenda item 10D and 10E, right-of-way sale of 5150 Woodland Avenue and right-of-way sale 5200 Woodland Avenue. These will be on the omnibus as well. 2 ordinance on the omnibus this evening for the vacation of a 40 by 187 foot portion of the 52nd Street right-of-way located immediately south of 5150 Woodland Avenue to the petitioner John Griffin, and a vacation of a 6 foot by 187 foot portion of the 52nd Street right-of-way located immediately north of 5200 Woodland Avenue to the petitioner Jason Van Beveren. A public hearing was held during the last board meeting on July 21st, 2025, and the village board unanimously concurred to advance the right-of-way sale for consideration to this evening. And that concludes the report from Properties and Rec.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, very good. Public Health and Safety, Trustee Avakian?
Thank you, but I have no report.
Okay, all right, very good. Well, we will consider and take action on the agenda items as has been discussed. So moving on to the explanation of the omnibus, the Illinois state statutes allow a municipality to collectively vote on a group of ordinances, resolutions, and other motions such as awards of contract, appointments, etc. This is known as an omnibus vote. All the items contained on the omnibus vote list have been previously discussed by the President and Board of Trustees on at least one occasion and often on several occasions. By placing them on the omnibus vote list, a single vote may be taken to approve them. A trustee may remove any item from the list and have it discussed and voted on separately prior to the omnibus vote. Is there any such request this evening? All right, hearing none, then Trustee Chen.
Okay, President Rudolph, I move that the following ordinances, resolutions, and motioned as contained on the meeting agenda for August 18th, 2025 be adopted and/or approved under an omnibus vote. All right, here we go. Agenda item A, a motion to approve the meeting minutes of the July 21st, 2025 regular meeting of the President and Board of Trustees and the July 21st, 2025 special meeting of the President and Board of Trustees. Item B, resolution number 25-2935, a resolution approving the content of and/or release of certain closed meeting minutes of regular and special meetings and workshop meetings of the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Western Springs, the 2024 full year review. Item number C, resolution number 25-2936, a resolution approving the content of and/or release of certain closed meeting minutes of regular and special meetings and workshop meetings of the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Western Springs, 2025 half-year review. Item D, ordinance number 25-3276, an ordinance approving an economic incentive in the form of a permit fee reduction for certain facade replacement work to the Foxford Station building located at 441 to 4453 Wolf Road and 4450 Johnson Avenue within the Western Springs Downtown Tax Increment Financing District as requested by the Foxford Station Condominium Association pursuant to Section 8-1-2.5 of the Illinois Municipal Code and the Illinois Tax Increment Allocation Redevelopment Act. Reduced building permit fee, $4,679.57. Item E, resolution number 25-2937, a resolution waiving the competitive bid process in lieu of purchase from a sole source provider and approving and authorizing the execution of a vendor contract with ClearGov, Inc. of Maynard, Massachusetts for the purchase of a ClearGov software subscription in amount not to exceed $33,381.72. Item F, ordinance number 25-3277, an ordinance authorizing certain expenditures from the Downtown North Tax Increment Financing District to pay for a portion of the 2025 streetscape and beautification project. Purchase of benches, garbage cans, and bike racks from Thomas Steele Madrix, $40,000. Item G, ordinance number 25-3278, an ordinance approving an amendment to the fiscal year 2025 operating budget to pay for the cost of fixtures associated with the 2025 streetscape and beautification project. Item H, ordinance number 25-3279, an ordinance approving an amendment to the fiscal year 2025 operating budget to pay for the 53rd Street and Flag Creek water main replacement project. Item I, ordinance number 25-3280, an ordinance approving an amendment to the fiscal year 2025 operating budget to pay for lead service line replacement. Item J, ordinance number 25-3281, an ordinance implementing a non-home rule municipal grocery retailer's occupation tax and a non-home rule municipal grocery service occupation tax in the Village of Western Springs. Item K, ordinance number 25-3282, an ordinance authorizing the approval of a grant award under the Property Improvement Grant Program to applicant, the Theater of Western Springs, for reimbursement of a portion of the renovation costs incurred at 4384 Hampton Avenue property and for the appropriation and expenditure of a portion of Downtown North Tax Increment Financing, TIF, district funds to pay for the grant award. Item L, a motion to approve the request from the Western Springs Historical Society for a temporary use permit for their Paint the Town Plein Air 2025 special event taking place on September 14, 2025 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Village of Western Springs Tower Green. Item M, resolution number 25-2938, a resolution waiving the competitive bid process in lieu of purchase from a sole source provider and approving and authorizing the execution of a professional services agreement with Concentric Integration LLC of Crystal Lake, Illinois for improvements to the water system security for a total amount not to exceed $27,130. Item N, resolution number 25-2939, a resolution accepting the lowest cost qualified responsive bid and authorizing the execution of an agreement to be entered into between the Village of Western Springs and Morrow Sewer Construction, Inc. of Des Plaines, Illinois for the repair of the water main located at 53rd Street and Flag Creek, and authorizing the expenditure of village funds to pay for the project in an amount not to exceed $344,350. Item O, resolution number 25-2940, a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a professional services agreement between the Village of Western Springs and Robinson Engineering Limited of Frankfort, Illinois, for design, engineering, and construction and oversight of the sanitary sewer cured-in-place pipe lining on 51st Street in the Forest Hills subdivision. Item P, ordinance number 25-3283, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of change order number 1, change order number 2, and change order number 3 to the contract entered into between the Village of Western Springs and Performance Construction and Engineering LLC of Plano, Illinois, for the Springdale Drainage Improvements Project. Item Q, resolution number 25-2941, a resolution accepting the lowest cost qualified responsive project-based bid and authorizing an agreement with Go Painters, Inc. of Maywood, Illinois, and the expenditure of village funds to pay for the project in an amount not to exceed $15,000. Item R, resolution number 25-2942, a resolution waiving the competitive bid process in lieu of purchase from a sole source provider and authorizing and approving a vendor contract for the purchase of benches, garbage cans, and bike racks for the Central Business District from Thomas Steele Madrix of Waunakee, Wisconsin, in an amount not to exceed $40,000. Item S, ordinance number 25-3284, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of deductive change order number 1 to the contract entered into with Robe Inc. of Chicago, Illinois for the Public Works Entrance Gate project, decreasing the contract price from $121,150 to $106,498. Item T, ordinance number 25-3285, an ordinance authorizing vacation of the north 40-foot by 187-foot portion of the 52nd Street right-of-way located adjacent to and south of the 5150 Woodland Avenue property located in the Forest Hills subdivision, and approving of a plat of vacation and reservation of a public sidewalk easement and a public utility easement, a stormwater drainage easement, and a storm sewer easement related to said right-of-way vacation, and conditional approval of the abrogation of an existing public sidewalk easement. Petitioner John Griffin. Item U, ordinance number 25-3286, an ordinance authorizing the vacation of the south 6 feet by 187-foot portion of the 52nd Street right-of-way located adjacent to and north of the 5200 Woodland Avenue property located in the Forest Hill subdivision, and approving a plat of vacation and reservation of public utility easements, a stormwater drainage easement, and a storm sewer easement relating to said right-of-way vacation. Petitioners Shweta Van Beveren and Jason Van Beveren.
Thank you, nicely done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
May I have a second on that motion?
I'll second.
All right, may we please have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, President Rudolph. Trustee Fink.
Aye.
Trustee Martin.
Aye.
Trustee Chen.
Aye.
Trustee Avakian.
Aye.
Trustee Naraki is absent. Trustee Lewis.
Aye.
President Rudolph.
Aye.
The ordinances, resolutions, and motions contained in the agenda of August 18th, 2025 are hereby adopted or approved.
Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to new business. I see nothing on the agenda under new business. And then old business, the Ridgewood Oaks settlement documents. Who will be taking?
I'll speak on that
Okay.
just briefly. So the Ridgewood Oaks settlement documents relate to a dispute that occurred between the village and the 4 homeowners in the Ridgewood Oaks little neighborhood with regards to their detention basin. So they had a detention basin that the village performed some amount of engineering work preparing for construction and enlargement of that basin. A dispute arose regarding whether they were going to use the village's engineering and what the scope of work that they were going to do would be. The dispute never ripened into court litigation, but attorneys for both sides were involved in reaching a resolution prior to a court case having to be filed. But this would have otherwise ripened probably into some sort of disputed litigation. The agreement calls for the basin to be enlarged, and so for there to be a public benefit gained by an enlargement of the basin. beyond what the initial contemplation of the project was to be, in exchange for the village waiving the collection of that about $188,000 that was spent on the engineering for the project in the first place. So that's the resolution that's been proposed and before you for approval tonight.
Okay. And this is the staff recommendation and legal recommendation?
Yes, and this is what was discussed with the board.
Okay, all right. Can I get a motion then? Somebody should motion to approve it, and we'll need a motion in a second.
I move to approve and execute settlement documents with, regarding the Ridgewood Oaks issue.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you very much. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, President Rudolph. Trustee Fink?
Aye.
Trustee Martin?
Aye.
Trustee Chen?
Aye.
Trustee Vacan?
Aye.
Trustee Lewis?
Aye.
President Rudolph?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. I'm pleased to see this resolved.
Yes.
It's been a long time.
Been forever.
It's been a long time. Been a couple boards that we've, yes. So I'm glad to see it resolved for all parties involved. Okay. All right. Moving on then to our reports, our monthly financial report. Trustee Martin?
There is no monthly financial report
Okay,
tonight.
we had another big report.
We've had our fair share of
Yes.
financials.
Yes. Anything else? No. Okay. Well, my report, I just want to reflect on the number of items that we had on the omnibus and reflecting all of the work that is being done this summer by staff, the committees, everybody. This is just, it's a lot going on, and it's evident by what we see here, even in just what is on the omnibus and what's being approved and the various projects and things that are underway on behalf of the village and our residents. So, well done, everybody, and the committees, the board too, of just all the work that's going into this. I know there are a lot of items. It's a lot to read and digest. And again, appreciate all the efforts. So thanks very much. Looks like a lot of progress.
I'm
for the community.
hearing it back from the residents. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah.
it's not just that we're, filing all these ordinances. It's these guys are doing the actual work, so.
Yeah, people are feeling it. The
Yeah.
downtown looks great too.
It does.
And I think the fact now too that we'll have the benches coming and the trash cans and the bike racks, people react to that too, obviously, because it's very, very visible. So
Right.
it's great. So, very nice news. Village Manager Bear.
Thank you. I just have a couple of items. First, I want to mention that Wednesday, August 20th, this Wednesday at 7 p.m. here in the Village Boardroom, both Chief Gilhooly and Chief Scott will be here for a conversation with the chiefs. They expect it to last about an hour. It's an opportunity for people to come out and speak with both the chiefs, and they will provide an informal overview of their departments and take questions and answers. So it is open to the public, and all are welcome to join us for that event. Thank you, chiefs, for offering that. I think that's a really nice opportunity for people to come in and hear more about your departments. And then I wanted to just note that our Public Works Department has been really busy with all of these pop-up storms that we have received. Several of them have been very severe. Municipal Services Department has been working with Commonwealth Edison and others who help us in our response, but the Public Works team has had the heavy lift of trying to remove storm damage and debris. Obviously, residents typically take care of what's in their backyards themselves, working with LRS. I think LRS has done a really nice job of getting around and picking up bundled material, but for parkway trees and things, our staff really does the heavy lift. And we did lose some significant trees in these last storms. So, so thank you to the Municipal Services Department, in particular Public Works, as they have tackled the aftermath of the storms. And then lastly, I just want to say thank you to our Deputy Clerk Jill Izzo, who's filling in this evening for Clerk Timmick. Tomorrow is her 1-year anniversary with the village, so congratulations, Jill. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Village Attorney.
I do not have a report tonight, thank you.
All right, very good. Then I think I just need a motion to adjourn.
I would make that motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, very good. We are adjourned on, what is the date today? August 18th, 7:54. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now we'll move in.